Well, friends, it's time for a rant. After a few different videos that I knew were going to be contentious when I put them up on my channel, the comments speak for themselves. And I want you to know I hear you. I want you to know I'm as frustrated as you are. We are definitely seeing regulations crack down. And while I made some comments on one of my videos that regulation will eventually drive crypto into the stratosphere, and that is true, there are literally trillions of dollars of capital waiting to come into crypto that we're simply waiting from banks until they get the ability and the authorization from the regulatory side of the house to get into it. They're stuck. And while that will drive up the price for crypto because it is a scarce asset, the truth is none of that makes it easy for people like you and people like me that are simply trying to earn on our crypto. And so this rant is for you at the SEC. I highly doubt you're going to watch this video, but you need to understand that when you start regulations under the guise of, securities laws from 1933 and crypto isn't following those rules and we're going to force you to do it by ripping away the earn capabilities out of Celsius and other custodial lending platform wallets, here's the truth. The truth is all you're going to do is force people from CeFi, centralized finance, to decentralized finance. And that's the problem. Sorry, some of my frustration is coming out. I try to normally be a happy, bubbly guy, but I understand the points that anybody makes on any of my comments saying, how dare you, SEC? You claim to be protecting us, and yet you'll happily let us go gamble away $50 million or $1 million or $50,000 or $1,000, but you want to protect us by making sure that we're an accredited investor in order for us to be able to lend with Celsius or anyone else. And not even lend, just to be able to make some money on the earn program. It seems like you're calling us out. It seems like you're attacking us, and you actually are. But when the attack is under the guise of, we're protecting you, your big brother is over you, and this is dangerous, all you're going to do is push the normal Joe to DeFi products. In fact, this is why DeFi came out, whether it's Uniswap, PancakeSwap, one of my favorites, Osmosis, which, by the way, I have some awesome training on Osmosis. If you're ever curious on how to do yield farming, down below, shameless plug, I realize, is a link to the Udemy course. It's super cheap. It's like $20, right? So I'm not trying to make a ton of money off. I just want to cover my cost. Go check that out. But that's what you're doing to us on the federal government side. When you say that you're trying to protect us and you attack us, instead of fixing the real problem by making sure there's good governance on the Celsius side, on the actual ones that are handling this, and you attack the consumers, it's natural that they're just going to go to a more risky, more lucrative, less discoverable capability and platform, which is DeFi. And here's the thing about DeFi. DeFi is kind of like crypto as a whole. How are you really going to stop it? One of the things that people ask me all the time is government going to shut down crypto? And I'm like, why would they ever want to shut down crypto? Good luck trying to do that. They had the same conversation many years ago, 20 years ago, when encryption first came out. How are you going to stop encryption? There was all this argument of, encryption is bad for the industry, and bad guys and terrorists can use crypto or encryption to do bad things. And I'm like, yeah, and it can also be used for lots of good things. So let's not like throw the baby out with the bathwater. And sure enough, the encryption argument won of let's embrace encryption. Not only did it win, I think they really had to take a step back and say, how are we supposed to even stop this? Like, we literally can't. It's open source. And Bitcoin is the same way. Let us not forget, and not just Bitcoin, all of crypto. Let us not forget what was in the Genesis block of Bitcoin. When Satoshi mined his first block, it was no accident that he included a Times article to the bank bailouts from 2008. That frustrated him, and he wanted to create an alternative monetary system. Fast forward over a decade, and here we are today. Here I am on a YouTube video ranting at the SEC to help them understand over 10 years, you did not stop it. Over 10 years, it grew into a close to $2 trillion industry and will continue to grow. So locking people out of CeFi, where they felt safe to keep their funds, into DeFi, where they're even more on their own, is just going to perpetuate the very problem that you are claiming to solve. So stop it. Pull back and understand when you get too heavy-handed. It's frustrating when people see this and they're like, I am not an accredited investor. I'll never be an accredited investor. So why am I suffering the brunt of this? I'm just going to go where you can't see me, where I can get better rates anyway, and I will take the risk of keeping security all on my own. And that's what we're going to see happen. You're going to continue to see tokens and projects in the DeFi ecosystem blossom and grow and become even better, because the whole idea of decentralized finance is there's going to come a day when we are so overly regulated, the big boys and the cronies will keep us from participating, and off we go into doing our own thing in our own camp where you can't stop us. I have to wonder, are we there? Seems like we're getting close. So is this the end of CeFi as we know it? Could be. We'll have to see exactly how the SEC and other regulators end up weighing from all of these things. But with their interpretations of stablecoins being like poker chips, is what Gary Gensler called them, with them disliking earn programs and their attribution to these being securities, with their continuing tampering down on crypto marketplaces as a whole, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I do know you can't stop it. So instead of trying a futile effort of holding water in your hands, which you will never be able to fully keep, understand it is far better to figure out better ways, collaborative ways to be able to manage this, to get your protections and your visibility and your tax insights and all the things you're going to need as the federal government. Get what you need, fine. But also recognize that the further you push, the less of a grasp you will actually have. That's it for my rant. Pretty frustrating, but it is what it is until we see something else and something better come along. Hope this was of interest for you. I felt like I needed to clarify some of my comments from the past 2 days' videos. Love to know what you think. Comments down below. While you're here, hit like, hit subscribe. I try not to be so ranty. This is like the first rant I've ever done, so I'm a little uncomfortable. So let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like button. All right, guys, thank you so much.